So, apparently Cracker Barrel decided to throw away its entire identity. The cozy Uncle Herschel you knew and the barrel he was leaning on, gone. Replaced with a soulless, text-only logo that screams corporate PowerPoint. And Wall Street, they were not fans either. The stock tanked almost 15% in one day. That's absolutely wild. Before I dive into all these topics, I know it's been over a month since the last episode, and I wanted this series to be weekly, maybe even 2 pods a week. But life hit hard recently between the Kirk County flood and so much other craziness. I had to step back. But thank you for sticking with me. And now we're back, and I'm excited to dive in. I'm Cleighton, and this is This Just In, and I've got opinions. No fluff, no filters, just real talk. So let's get into it. Cracker Barrel's new logo, plain text, that's it. They said it's part of a modernization, but it looks like every generic train trying to rebrand for TikTok ads. The issue is Cracker Barrel isn't Starbucks. It's nostalgia. It's road trips. It's comfort food with character. It's southern food that you think your grandma would make. But now, it's not like that. And like I said earlier, the stock market absolutely reacted. Their stock dropped nearly 15% intraday before closing down about 8%. Investors clearly don't think alienating your core fan base is a growth strategy. If your rebrand makes your stock tank and your customers roast you online, that's not a refresh, that's an identity crisis. So let's talk about the engagement that hit the world today, the engagement that broke the internet. You've heard it probably. This happened nearly a couple hours ago, I think. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are officially engaged. And now let me say this up front. I'm not a Swiftie, not even the slightest, but I can admit this is big news. And it absolutely took over my feed. I'm not kidding. It was almost only about the engagement. Every left person, right person, everyone's posting about it. Babylon Bee's got posts. Every white girl in my school has an Instagram story about it. It's a big news thing. And I think that everyone can admit that. I don't really care about Taylor Swift. Not that I don't care about her, but it's still massive news. But honestly, here's how I found that out at first. We're not allowed to have phones at school anymore per Texas law. So I didn't hear about it on Instagram, not on Twitter, but at school. The vice principal mentioned it in the hallway, and all the girls were like, "What? Wait, no way!" It was like someone said there was a snow day. But why does this matter so much? Because to my generation, this is like the royal wedding of Gen Z. Two people who actually seem to like each other, that are big and famous. In a culture that almost where every celebrity, every relationship they have is a mess. And honestly, it's nice to see a story that's just good, wholesome love and not drama. So yeah, I may not be blasting love story on repeat, but this engagement is definitely the culture moment right now. I want to jump into something that's kind of been weighing heavy on me, and I know a lot of other people too. Shootings. They've been everywhere the past few months. And it feels like every other day, sometimes even every day, another headline hits. Another tragedy, another family broken. And here are just a few. Atlanta, the CDC headquarters on August 8th. A man suffering from paranoia and depression showed up with a rifle. He believed the COVID-19 made him sick. Now, whether that's sick or not, whether that's true or not, he believed it. But what's clear is that it's not okay. He fired more than 180 rounds, bringing a rifle, killing a police officer before dying himself. His dad said this wasn't politics, it was mental health. Brooklyn, August 17th. 4 gunmen stormed a crowded hookah lounge in Crown Heights. 3 people dead, 9 wounded. Investigators tied it to gangster gang disputes. But let's think about it. 12 people shot in one night, in one neighborhood. New Hampshire, August 18th. Granted, this is 1 day apart. A mom, Emily Long, posted TikToks about her husband's terminal brain cancer and her overwhelming depression. And days later, she shot her husband, 2 of her kids, and herself. Only her toddler survived. That's not just a news story. That's pain so deep it took out an entire family. New Haven, August 18th. 2 separate shootings within hours. 1 dead, 1 injured. And here's the staggering part. This year alone, there have been 268 mass shootings in America, with 262 people killed and more than 1,100 injured. And if you're wondering why it feels like the news has been flooded with them, Look at the summer we've had. June had 59 shootings. July had 63. And those are the worst months yet. And we're only halfway through with this year, and August numbers haven't been even dropped yet. But technically, the violent crime overall is down. Homicide rates are lower than they were in 2019, and gun deaths have dropped for the third year straight. But that doesn't change the way this feels. When communities are burying their loved ones, statistics don't matter. But here's the truth. Gun laws aren't fixing this. Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in the U.S., and there's gun violence nearly every single day. Laws don't heal broken hearts. Laws don't fix despair. Laws aren't stopping people from getting guns. They're still doing it illegally. Just like when drugs being illegal, people are still going to get it. What people need isn't a policy. They need Jesus. They need hope, and they need to be praying for people in those places. For those struggling with mental illness, with grief, with anger. Because until hearts change, the headlines won't. And that's why I'm so passionate about mental health. Not just as a topic in the news, but as something we all live with. That's also why I designed something I want to highlight today, the Gratitude Movement tee. I'm actually wearing it right now, and as I record this episode. It's a comfort color shirt, and I mean this not just because I made it. It's genuinely so comfortable. On the front it says the Gratitude Movement, as you can see. And the back has our original Heart and Mind character with the words, "Your mental health matters to God," a statement for everyone to see that it matters. This shirt isn't just apparel. It's a statement, a daily reminder that faith and mental health go hand in hand. And I want it to spark conversations that actually change lives. So if you'd like to grab one and join the movement, check it out at claytoncox-shop.fourthwall.com. The link will be in my description and right here on the screen. So, now let's shift gears to James Gunn's Superman reboot. And honestly, for me, it absolutely hit. The acting was solid. The CGI was absolutely amazing. The flying scenes made me feel like it was real. No awkward green screen. They actually used rigs and LED walls. Superman didn't look pasted in the sky like the original one. He looked like he defied physics. And the tone, refreshing. No hidden agendas, no irony, no overload. Just a story about hope, courage, and choosing to use your power for good. And David Corenswet nailed the role, bringing a humanity to Clark Kent that felt so genuine. You could see the weight of responsibility in his face. And it reminded me that even in 2025, when everything feels so heavy, we still crave stories where goodness wins. After months of hearing about violence, despair, and division, watching Superman take flight gave me something rare: hope. It wasn't just superhero nostalgia. It was a reminder of why heroes really matter. Now, there's one headline I absolutely couldn't ignore. Spotify pulled thousands of AI-generated songs over copyright complaints. Here's the crazy part. I hadn't even heard about this until last Wednesday in my English class. We were talking about AI, when it's good, when it's bad, and my teacher brought up AI music. I had no clue this was even happening, so I went down a deep dive, and let me tell you, it's so wild. Here's what I found. In music, AI floods streaming platforms with filtered tracks, making it harder for real artists to get noticed. It steals voices and likenesses. We've all seen the fake Drake song, those fake speeches generated without consent. It spreads misinformation. Imagine a fake AI-generated video of a world leader saying something they never said. That's dangerous. That can start wars. And in everyday life, it risks making us lazy, outsourcing our thinking instead of sharpening it. Now, don't get me wrong. I love AI. I use it. It's powerful. It's creative. But here's my take. AI should be a tool, not a replacement. If it becomes a replacement, we don't just lose jobs. We lose authenticity. We lose culture. So yeah, I went from not knowing anything about AI music to realize it's one of the biggest issues facing creativity today. And I'm hearing that artists are even noticing this in their own art. People are using their art that they made. AI is using their art to make its own art, and branding and all that kind of stuff is horrible. Now, here's what I'm into this week. I love this segment because it gives you guys a real insight of what I like and what I listen to and what I watch and what I like. So, for the books I'm reading right now, it's called Lead So Others Can Follow by James T. Bradford. It's such a solid Christian leadership book. I think everyone should read it. Podcast I'm listening to. For a funny one, as always, Net Positive with John Christ. Hilariously and honestly, one of my favorite shows right now. Now, for news podcast, Brett Cooper and Michael Lowe's both give sharp takes from a Gen Z and conservative perspective, which I love. They both bring faith into it. They're both Catholic, which I'm not, but it still brings in so much insight. For faith, I'm listening to Jesus Culture Sacramento sermons. Always powerful, and I get something out of it every single time. When it comes to articles, the Daily Wire and Fox News are the two outlets I trust the most for staying on top of what's happening. Even if it's just a quick headline I read, sometimes I'll go into the full story, but at least I have the headline to lock in and look at later. So, that's going to be it for this Just In. I've got opinions, a soulless logo, a culture-shaking engagement, a nation in pain, Superman in the skies, AI changing the world, and a shirt that reminds us why mental health matters to God. This world's not slowing down. And I'm not going to be the kind of person who stays silent because news isn't trending. I'm going to talk about the important stuff. So, if you learned something or totally disagreed, I'd love for you to send it to a friend, comment. Let's have conversations that actually matter. If there's a topic that you want me to take a deep dive in, please comment down below. Please let me know. I'd love to do a deep dive for you. I'm Cleighton, and I'll catch you next week on The Cleighton Show. Thanks for watching.